What if I told you a volcano in Indonesia caused snow in summer, bread riots in Europe, mass migration in America, and indirectly helped inspire Frankenstein? And the wild part is, most people living through it didn't even know a volcano had erupted. They just thought the sky had turned against them. A volcano changed the weather worldwide. It's April 1815. On the island of Sumbawa in today's Indonesia sits Mount Tambora, quiet for centuries, until it isn't. Then it detonates in one of the largest eruptions in recorded history. Not a wow, that's big eruption. The atmosphere will remember this eruption. This isn't a local disaster, it's a global plot twist. The mechanism, why a volcano can cool the planet. Volcanoes don't just throw out ash. Tambora blasted sulfur-rich gases high into the stratosphere, where they formed sulfate aerosols, tiny particles that reflect sunlight back into space. So the planet got a temporary sun dimmer. Not enough to start an ice age, just enough to ruin harvests, spook markets, and make people blame everything except a mountain exploded 12,000 kilometers away. The volcano didn't conquer armies, it conquered sunlight. The climate shock. The year after Tambora, 1816, becomes famous as the year without a summer. Researchers estimate global cooling on the order of about 0.8 degrees Celsius relative to preceding decades. Small on a thermostat, huge for farming. Cold snaps, strange frosts, heavy rains, gray skies. It's like the weather started freelancing and stopped answering emails. The world didn't get a little colder, it got unpredictable. Hunger. When weather hits the food chain, here's the brutal chain reaction. Cold plus wet weather, crops fail, food gets scarce, prices spike, people panic. And this was a world where a failed harvest didn't mean tight groceries. It meant no bread. And when people can't afford bread, societies don't do calm, reflective conversations. They do unrest. This is where a weather event becomes a political event. Unrest. The human temperature rises across parts of Europe. Food shortages and high prices helped trigger protests and food riots during 1816, 1817. Because the harvest failed quickly turns into who's hoarding, who's profiting, why can't the government fix the sky? And once anger starts moving, it moves faster than grain shipments. When food becomes expensive, trust becomes expensive too. Disease, the secondary disaster. Hunger weakens people. Crowding increases, and disease spreads more easily. Historians link the post-Tambora crisis to major disease outbreaks in parts of Europe in the late 1810s. Typhus epidemics are often discussed in this context. Tambora didn't cause every disease event by itself, but the climate shock made conditions nastier. Exactly the way disasters like to cooperate. The volcano isn't done after the eruption. It echoes. Migration. People move when weather breaks in North America. Crop failures and bizarre cold pushed many families to relocate, seeking better farmland and stability. Because if your summer becomes a scam, you don't argue with the sky. You pack up and leave. So the eruption didn't just change the weather. It nudged population movement, and population movement changes everything from politics to economies. A volcano can move people without ever touching them. The cultural twist. Yes, Frankenstein. Now for the part nobody expects. Creativity. In 1816, miserable cold and rain trapped writers indoors in Switzerland. During that gloomy summer, a famous writing challenge helped inspire Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and other Gothic works. So Tambora didn't just shape economies and unrest. It shaped mood, art, and what people imagined the world was becoming. Darker, stranger, less controllable. 1816, gloomy summer, Frankenstein. The volcano dimmed the sun, and darkened the stories. Here's what Tambora proves. History isn't only kings and treaties. It's systems. Food, weather, trade, disease, migration. Quiet forces that don't care who's in charge. A single eruption created a chain reaction across the northern hemisphere. Climate shock, hunger, unrest, plus the side quests. Disease, migration, cultural shifts. And the most unsettling part? Nobody could vote it out. Nobody could negotiate with it. You can't sanction a volcano. This is geopolitics, with weather as the main character. So the volcano that changed history wasn't just a disaster. It was a global reminder that civilization runs on thin margins, and sunlight is one of them. Next time on History by Nature, the crop that rewired the world, how a plant became an empire engine, and a human tragedy. If you like mini documentaries where geography and biology do the heavy lifting, subscribe.